Hey, this is Chris from CD Talk, and I've been pulling CDs because I'm going to do the CD tag. Now, I'm aware that there are at least two different versions of this going around. DJ Trish has a version. I'm actually doing the version that was created by Kostis in Thessaloniki in Greece. His channel is called Lego Piety, and I'll link him down below. He's a pretty new channel that you might want to check out, especially if you're one of the VC punks. And so let's get straight into his 20 questions so that you don't spend all day with me here. Show a 2022 new release or reissue that you bought on CD. Well, typically when I'm buying CDs, I'm buying old used CDs. So I'm going to cheat. This is a 2021 new release that I bought in 2021, Iron Maiden Senjutsu. And the reason why I bought this was because a couple of years before this, I got the entire studio album output of Iron Maiden on CD. Bought it from somebody who was purging all their CDs. And then I bought Senjutsu when it came out, so I would keep the set complete. And I wasn't sure if I wanted it on vinyl, and I had everything else on CD. And it's just as well. You've got, of course, your great artwork here. 2 CDs. The second CD is full of all of Steve Harris's pretentious, proggy 12-minute epics that I listened to once and will probably never listen to again. Show the last CD you bought. And so this is Outward. So this is rare shoegaze, one-man shoegaze band from Kentucky. And I just recently bought this on Bandcamp. The guy put it out in the year 2020. And so you probably don't have that. Show the first CD you ever bought. I'm not 100% sure if this is the first CD I ever bought, but it's got to be within the first 5 or so. Based on my collection and based on my memory that at some point in college is when I started buying CDs. I believe it was The Cure Disintegration. I never had this on cassette. I had basically every Cure record up before then I'd gotten on cassette, and this was the first one that I bought on CD, and this is the original CD that I bought back in 1989. I have gotten it on vinyl since then as well. Show a CDR demo do-it-yourself CD release. Well, here's an obscure guy, sort of a singer-songwriter from Martha's Vineyard named Eric Looning with his album Red Flags on something called Junko Records. And if we get to focus, you can see it's in the CDR format. Of course, we have Juliana Hatfield content, not the last in this video, because she sang on a couple of the songs. Apparently this guy is Evan Dando's cousin, so I guess he's part of that scene. Show the CD you last played in your stereo. Well, it's Anti-Scene with Eat More Possum. Dirty, sleazy punks from Charlotte, North Carolina, with a rather gross picture there for you. Show a various artist compilation CD. Well, somebody who passed away this last week who didn't get a lot of attention in the media with more famous people passing away was Gary Smith. Gary Smith was the owner of Fort Apache Studios in Boston, was also a manager of a lot of the alternative artists from the late 80s, early 90s, producer, so bands like the Pixies, Throwing Muses, Blake Babies, there's Juliana Hatfield. He was friends with like Billy Bragg as well, Buffalo Tom, and so this was a promo CD that they put out in 1995. I don't think Kostis will mind. I also have a This Is Fort Apache cassette sampler as well with a different set of songs. You got some Belly and some Uncle Tupelo and some Volcano Suns on there. Show a best of compilation from one particular artist. So this would be the Violent Femmes added up. So this is a best of from 81, the beginning of their career, up to 1993. And of course it has some live versions and some odds and ends that aren't on any of their albums, so that we feel like we must buy it. Show a CD box set. Well, I'm going to show my Bob Dylan biograph on 3 compact discs. It's in a box, and essentially this is a best of Bob Dylan collection, basically covering the 60s and the 70s. Show a single CD that covers an artist's whole discography. Of course, I'm an idiot because I showed that same Minor Threat complete discography that Kostis showed, so I'm going to show a different one. The Slackmates, Hot Car Girls. This is surf rock from Raleigh, North Carolina, 1997. This is the only thing they ever released. No EPs, no 7 inches, no other albums. Slackmates. Show a CD in a cardboard sleeve or cover. And so I'm going to show you Regina Spektor, Soviet Kitsch. So Regina Spektor is a Russian-American sort of folk punk singer. This came out early 2000s, I want to say 2003, 2004. And so, of course, it's in a sleeve there, sort of the Russian doll there. Show a CD single. Well, this one will also be in a cardboard sleeve. So this is the Chicago alternative band Fig Dish, a little promo CD single from 1995 with songs called Seeds and Eyesore. And of course, I'm showing it mainly because the toaster is flipping you off. Show a double or triple CD that's not a box set. Let's go to Africa. Let's go to Senegal. Orchestra Baobab with Pirate's Choice. And so this is a double CD. Has the little slipcase. There's disc number 1. And we will fold out. There's disc number 2. So it took 2 discs. I'm not sure if on vinyl, if it's a 2 or 3 discs on vinyl. Show a CD that looks like a vinyl record. Well, there's Soundgarden, Super Unknown. And so it looks like a black disc if you were going to watch it spin around. You could listen to Black Hole Sun and Spoon Man and some of those other particularly well-known songs. And because I want to show a bonus, because I'm going to fail on a question later on, this is Vanessa Peters with Mixtape. And you can see that the gimmick here is that it looks like a cassette. In fact, it looks like a mixtape. And of course, what this was this singer-songwriter Vanessa Peters putting out an album of covers. So it's like she made a mixtape of her favorite songs, but she performed them for you because she's a musician. Show a soundtrack. One of my favorite movies, one of my favorite soundtracks is Trainspotting. You got Iggy Pop, you got Blur, you got Elastica, you got Lou Reed, you got Underworld. And these songs really appear in the movie as well. It's not like a lot of soundtracks where it's just like, oh, there's a bunch of songs by a bunch of artists, and maybe 1 or 2 of the songs have anything to do with the movie. Show a CD that comes with a book or a book that comes with a CD. So, Vitology by Pearl Jam. And it's in kind of this unusual, non-standard size thing, so it's hard to store. You got the CD in a little sleeve here. And then you've got this medical book looking thing here, which was a weird little gimmick they had. Why Strong Men Die Young, Self-Pollution. Show a CD with a live recording. Well, we have Marvin Gaye in concert. This is like a budget CD I picked up at some point. Basically, there's no documentation, so there's nothing on here that's actually saying when these were recorded, where these were recorded, if it was a single concert. I think it was a compilation of several different shows. Show a CD with weird, non-conventional packaging. Well, we're going to go back to Juliana Hatfield. This is her album Only Everything, which was on Atlantic Records. This is the Fuzzy Buffalo version, and you can see this one's never been opened. It's still in this plastic, and it's like fake buffalo fur. Juliana would not be down with like real fur, plus that would be too expensive. But this is when Atlantic was still promoting her fairly hard, and they had this weird promo version. Of course, I have a regular version of this that I actually listened to that's not didn't have the weird puffiness. Show your most expensive CD. I kind of usually go with Discog median values, kind of trying to discount box sets. Now, this is a triple CD. So this is Fish Live, December 31st, 2013. The last of their 4 nights at Madison Square Garden. I actually saw the first night of this, but I'd actually already left New York City before New Year's Eve. But then shortly after the shows, I ordered all of these. Then apparently these are out of print, so that's why you can get Fish fans to spend a lot of money for them. Show a CD from a local band or artist. Well, I'm going to go about 3 hours away to Murfreesboro, Tennessee. By Lightning with this album Left Hand, Right Hand on binstruckrecords.com. This is super obscure. You never heard of it before. I got it as a free throw-in when I was ordering some other CD at some point. It wasn't in Discogs. I created the Discogs entry for this a couple of years ago. I am still the only owner of this. Nobody lists that they want it. Their website and the label's website links are both dead. So there you go. And then finally, the last question is going to be a fail. Show a mini CD or mini disc. Sorry, I don't have any. I never bought like the little tiny singles that they occasionally had, and I never did mini discs. So Kostis has a cool channel. So again, Lego Paidi, we'll link it down below. So go watch his videos and go listen to your CDs.